Okay, the nightly update. We've got, let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and part of the day Friday to get this thing done, wrapped up and tuned. So, we're getting close. The piping is sitting down here. I gotta finish doing some welding on it. The O2 sensor on this driver's side, let me tell you how stupid I am. The O2 sensor was on this F-body manifold, was sticking out to where it was hitting the cross member here. Well, then I drilled that hole and enlarged it to clear the O2 sensor. Then I realized I put it in the wrong spot. So then I had to drill that hole. So then it worked, but then when I went to go plug the sensor in, it was too far away from the factory Silverado wiring. So, since the wiring is already crammed up in next to the transmission, I then realized it was probably just easier to weld another bung into my exhaust system, the Y pipe, and then just put it on the other side of the manifold. So, that'll be taken care of tomorrow. Let's see, I swapped injectors. These are the same injectors I ran last year, and they are factory injectors for the 5.3 Silverado, but they are decapped, and I couldn't remember what the pound per hour was. I was thinking it was 67, but my last tune says it was 75 pound per hour. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look up some numbers again online. I didn't have them flowed, so I don't know for sure. Added my AN rail adapters there. I will have part numbers on all this stuff I'm telling you about later on in other videos, but for now this is just trying to get me through to the end of the week here. This is a Duramax 3.3 bar map sensor. I'm not real sure how well that's going to work out. It's the first time I've used one. Let's see. This is one of those vents for the valve cover. And then this is actually a Kevlar sleevelet. You would wear that on your arm in a factory. Wrap that around that. If there is any oil for whatever reason, I'm hoping that Kevlar sleeve will catch it. Let's see. Wired up my intake air temp sensor. I will show you how to do that later on. I've got the wiring sticking out here for the other O2 sensor that will be on this side. The bell housing bolts, for whatever reason, I thought I put too long a bolt in it because they weren't up against the block. They weren't tied up against the block. As it turns out, I just forgot to tighten them. So I'm hoping that takes care of my starter issue. I don't know if it will or not, because I just gave my starter away, my extra one. So, another thing I did was I switched coils. The square coils that were on here, I didn't have nothing against them. The brackets were just, it seemed like they were moved up higher, and then my plug wires wouldn't reach the spark plugs, so I swapped over to these round ones. Just changed the whole bracket and everything, so now my plug wires work. The dipstick tube, I just bent it around to make it work. Now it's bolted on. Seems pretty good. Oh man, what else did I do? I added this little, what was that for? The purge, or the, that little solenoid on top of there, for the stuff and the thing or whatever. Okay, I gotta put a plug on this. I can't forget about that. So it's getting wrapped up. All the little stuff is getting wrapped up. I've just got this new sensor in the mail. This one here, I kind of broke it. I don't know that it's not going to work, but it's broke. So I've got another one sitting on the table. Oh boy. When I changed up this wiring here, I didn't have to do it, but there was a lot of extra wiring. So I ended up cutting out the AC stuff and the mass airflow connector, and that's all laying down here on the floor, all that extra nonsense. And I just covered it with this. This is a pretty nice material. It's from wirecare.com. I don't remember the name of it, but I've used it. I like it. It just wraps around. It just looks better. So I was able to shorten up the wire in there. Like I said, I didn't have to do that, but it just worked out better that way. I spent a little bit of time on it and got it right. Let's see. I can't put the fuel system together yet up here because I don't know. It has to be able to clear all the turbo stuff and all the exhaust stuff. So I gotta wait to get that welded up. Also, I believe this thing here, this coolant reservoir, is gonna have to be moved. I think if I can figure out how to just lower it, because this cap is sitting up high enough to where it's hitting the cold side piping that I was going to route over to the engine. This pipe right here from a F-body Pro Charger kit was going to sit just like this, but that pipe is sitting up and it's not going to let the hood shut, so I got to figure something out there. The biggest thing I'm worried about right now is tuning the thing. I don't really know what I'm doing. Everything's a guess for me. I do have EFI Live. It's just hard for me to make it work. I have received custom operating systems before through some other people that's helped me. I paid one guy down in Texas to do one. And they both work out really good, but now I'm doing something weird. If I'd have just went ahead and wired it for a 4L80, then I would have already had a tune for this. But since I didn't want to change any of the wiring, I was just showing in some of my other videos how to install this thing without changing any wiring, without hacking it up at all. I didn't wire any of the stuff in, so all the other harness, besides for this, is totally unmolested. So I'm running a 4L80 with, I'll be running it with a 4L60E tune. I've done that relay kit, or not a kit, I did it myself. I've got a video started for that to show you how to do that. So what I'm doing is I'm running a totally factory 5.3 tune, and all the 5.3s come out with a 4L60E transmission, but I put a 4L80E behind it, and I can run it without changing the tune. So now now it's a mess, because now I have to make a custom operating system myself, set it up for boost, and set it up for a 4L60E. Now, if something happens later on, I go change up the wiring, I already have a tune ready for the 4L80. So I've got that part covered. I just got to do something about this 4L60 deal, and basically learn all over again how to tune this thing. So that's where I'm at tonight. I'm going in to the house right now to sit down on the computer and try to figure out the EFI Live stuff. So let's see. Yeah, like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday is race day. So see you then.